Philippines is experiencing poverty over the past decades. Different programs from the government and non-governmental organizations are already introduced and create solutions in order to lessen the percentage of the number of poor families in the country. Even there are assistance that would help for the poor families, those are not enough to say that the Filipino families are in good conditioned life. Philippines experiencing one of the most serious problems in the country, deep poverty. Poverty is the main reason why the Philippines are experiencing other problems like hunger, malnutrition, unemployment rate, serious crimes, low economic percentage by GDP, and many more. That's why the poverty in the Philippines is still unresolvable. Filipinos are trying to make a good life, but they can't reach it. What are the causes? Who are involved? Is the poverty in the Philippines caused by people or others? What are the solutions needed? And what are the possible solutions?
Good day, Philippines! Philippine state economies see unemployment staying elevated and more people remaining below the poverty line until 2022 as the coronavirus pandemic leaves scars on the economy. During the launch of Philippine Development Plan, the National Economic Development Authority said that the poverty rate is projected between 15.5% to 17.5% in 2021, likely near in 16.6% posted in 2018. Before the pandemic, the government's economic team aimed to reduce poverty to 13% of the population by 2022. The target was for the Philippines to be classified as a middle-income country. NEDA also noted that joblessness will remain elevated at around 7 to 9% by 2022. This is roughly the same as the 8.7 unemployment rate posted in October 2020 and much higher the pre-pandemic target of 3 to 5%. We interviewed some Filipino citizens about the effect of pandemic to their livelihood and status in life. Let's watch this.
Good day, ma'am. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, some people are working harder than ever. Some people have lost their jobs. Some people can only work from home, but sadly to say, I am including to those people who lost their job. At first, I don't know how to start a new life. I don't know how to tell my parents that I lost my job, and I need to think every day about where I will get our daily expenses. Coming to the point that it really breaks my heart to see my parents hungry, but I can't do anything. And also, we're not allowed to go outside. And so I tell to myself that I'm willing to do everything to have a new job, but it's really a struggle for me to find a new job because of this pandemic. And I'm still hoping and praying that this COVID-19 goes away and we can go back to living normal again.
Good day, I am Antoinette P. Villaflor and I am currently a scrap collector or mangangalakal ng mga bote, lata, and such. Before, I am working as a janitress in a hotel, but because of the pandemic, it affects the management, so I lost my job. I tried to apply in different hotels, companies, and restaurants, but they always said that they are not hiring and do not need additional worker since they are also in the process of recovery from their loss due to the lockdown. The pandemic really affects the life of many Filipinos. The life before is already hard, but this pandemic makes it harder for us to survive. Due to this pandemic, me and my family experienced hunger, loss of income, and inability to purchase our everyday needs. It also makes harder for us to find even just a simple job. That's why I ended up being a collector of a scrap just to survive in a day. I admit that the income that I get here is not enough. That's why I also took some sidelines like being a laundress or labandera and a seller of rice cakes. For now, I never and will never get tired to work and find a stable job just to provide the needs of my family. I am just hoping that the government will notice us, the poor people, and help us, support us, and find a solution to fight the poverty that we are experiencing right now.
For the recommendations or solution, this represents a following standards of Filipino lives in order to combat the rising poverty of the Philippines. First, the Philippines must prioritize the accessibility of education, which serves a pathway to the other opportunities for the better life. According to UNESCO 2017, indicates that nearly 60 million people could get out poverty if all adults had just 2 or more years of schooling. If all adults finish secondary education, 420 million could be escaped out of poverty, lessen the total number of poor people globally by more than a half. Second, the government institution shall create jobs to nurture every Filipino towards sustainable development to fight poverty. This embodies the DOLE Integrated Livelihood and Emergency Employment Program. 6. To contribute to poverty alleviation and reduce the vulnerability to risks of the working poor, vulnerable, and marginalized workers either through emergency employment and promotion of entrepreneurships and community enterprises.
Good day everyone, I'm Tokiliano Nil Aaron and I'm here to tell you about a common recommendation and solution to fight poverty. First is increase wages of Filipinos have a greater impact against poverty. According to Gindling of 2018, simply setting extra cash into the wallet of low earnings employees will permit them to buy greater of the essential needs and able to sustain for development. In theory, if the salary growth is big enough, poor people's earning will rise, left over them to combat the poverty. And Filipinos must adopt family planning strategies of birth control to fight overpopulation due to poverty. According to Melinda Gates Foundation of 2017, stated that family planning need making plans a worldwide priority. Access to birth control boosts monetary productiveness with the aid of using liberating up girls to work and results in smaller households with mother and father capable of dedicate greater access to their children, fitness, and education.
Poverty is the one who killed our dreams, but people are having an aspiration to do more. They are eager to rise up and hunger to reach the top of the pedestal. On the contrary, it seems to be impossible to happen because many of us are uneducated, sad but true. As a future educator, I will help them to see the value of education the way I saw it. Our country is filled with poor family, and education is our social equalizer. No matter what status you have in life, as long as you're educated, then you will land on a great job.
Let's unite, fight poverty, and make great change.